Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Basketball, TITTH number 136. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Blake Jacobs with me tonight and Stephen Hammond. What's up, boys? How we doing? Happy hump day.
Happy Wednesday, guys. How's everybody doing today? Doing good?
How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing good. We're getting closer to the weekend, so I'm digging it. Hey, and we got the NFL draft tomorrow. Can't get much better.
Let's go. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. It's like kind of like Christmas morning feeling around here. Like I just want to go to bed and just wake up and it be like 5 or 6 o'clock Thursday night. Like I've been feeling that way since like Monday morning. Like, man, all this hype, we're getting, we got a trade, we had a Teddy Bridgewater trade. So things are getting a little exciting. Antonio Brown going back to Tampa. Yeah, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. But tonight we're talking some basketball. How you guys doing? You guys had any good winners recently?
I haven't been betting lately, so no, that's a no for me.
How about you, Steve?
I've been extremely on a cold streak right now, but I did bounce from that last night. I had Nets minus 4.5, so that cashed, and we're gonna keep it rolling today.
Yeah, sounds good. I've been hitting my picks, so I'm gold chain wearing tonight. Things are rolling. I still can't tell you how much money I made, like more or less of, by not betting MMA or just by all the other picks that I've won in the last like 4 or 5 days. So things are going really well over here at the Hizzy. With that, let's jump into our best bets for the night. Go ahead, Blake, with yours.
My best bet right now off of what is it against? What did I have up?
Clarkson
I think it's
and
the Memphis.
Booch.
Well, yeah, I have that, but I also have another bet that I wanted to get out there.
Okay.
It is the Memphis game. I'm taking Memphis Moneyline. Jaren Jackson Jr. is back. He's looking good. And the Grizzlies have also won the past 4 at home in this series. So I'm looking for them to keep it rolling with that trend.
Nice. Yeah, I think last Friday they covered the 3 points for me up against Portland. Yep. So, yeah, I like that pick. I like it. How about you, Steve? Other than your bottom line stuff, you got anything else?
For tonight's best bets? So I got over Zion Williamson points at 27.5. And then I also hopped on Mikal Bridges over 11.5 points. I think that's just too low. I think he gets somewhere 14, 15 range, and we cash that. All right,
right on. I'm going with Knicks -4. Knicks have been cashing the tickets, baby. 9-1 ATS in their last 10, straight up as well. They took an over and a win for me on Saturday. I stayed away on the Phoenix game, so that was solid. Thank goodness. Believe me, I was itching to get in, but I was like, Phoenix, I'm not going to mess with it. So feeling good about them, and I got them parlayed with the 76ers money line. They look like they're going to just overmatch Atlanta tonight, but we'll get to that preview here in a little bit. And then the props, I'm rolling out another Reggie Bullock night. We're looking at Reggie Bullock at 16.5 total points, rebounds, and assists. Sportsbook's giving me free money. And every time I see a low number like this, I'm like, I got to go check another another source, right? So Jazz Sports has got him at 16.5 total points, rebounds, assists. Bet Online had him at like 17.5. Bullock's been hitting the points on that alone in his last 4 to 6 games. So he's starting tonight. Looking forward to him cashing that ticket. So yeah, let's make some money tonight. Let's dive into it. Let's start off with our Monkey Knife Fight picks. I know that Blake, you were over on Vucevic. I grabbed him in Monkey Knife Fight, and who is it with Julius Randle in that matchup as well. And then Steve, you had mentioned Zion, who's also on our sheet tonight. I couldn't pull the trigger on that one because it was him and Jokic. I guess we can just dive into it. What's the first one up here? Oh, we lost Steve.
Nikola and Zion Williamson. Nikola is 27.5 points over under, and we have 27.5 or more over under for Zion.
Yeah, I stayed away from this one. I like Zion to hit the points, but I couldn't settle in on Jokic, And
me
Jokic
either.
Is the guy should hit it, right?
No, I'm gonna completely disagree here. the presence of Steven Adams. I mean, Nikola isn't a fast, make your move type of guy in the paint. He's one of those guys that can just find a shot. And I think that Steven Adams' length can, affect that. I also think Zion being under there with him, I don't think he hits over that 27.5. On the other hand, Zion, I can see that. And I like that a lot. I agree with Steven on that over.
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. To your point with Jokic, yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, but I'm also scared because it's Jokic, and at any given point he could just drive up, points in bunches. So that's why I stayed away from that one. I was this close, but I hammered home. I think the next one, which is Vucevic and Julius Randle. So I like those picks. I like the under for Jokic. Very tentative on it. I couldn't put my own money in that pot, but I do like the over a lot for Zion tonight in that matchup. Hey, Steve.
For sure.
What's up, Steve? What do you got in that one?
So I actually like the under on Jokic. I think he still has a great game. I just think 28 is a little bit too high there. Again, right. I'm obviously gonna take the over on Zion there. I think I saw a stat in the Nuggets have given up the 7th most points to opposing power forwards. So and in Zion's last 10 games, he's been averaging like 29.7. So I think that's an easy cash.
Yeah, book it.
You hear that, Blake? 29 points. You hear that, Blake? Funny mustache coming your way, buddy. Funny mustache.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know what we're at right now. We have to look still. Still a little bit of time.
I'll look, but I mean, if he's averaging nearly 30 points in his last 10 games, Steve said, so I'm going to feel pretty confident he's probably in that same space in the top 10 scoring.
He's close.
He can't be losing ground. But what's the next prop here? Let's get it straightened out.
Yeah. So next up, we got Ja Morant over under 25.5 points. Paired up with Damian Lillard over under 25.5 as well. What do you guys think about that?
That's tough. You go ahead, Blake.
I'm gonna go under on both. Every time I go with Dame, I go and it's usually over under like 22.5 to 23 points. And every time he goes under. I don't know if it's a curse, but I just can't bring myself to do it. It's a personal preference. I'm going under on both, just for the simple fact. On the other side, you got Jaren Jackson Jr. coming back. He's going to take some usage for scoring. Yeah, that's my reasoning.
Dame Lillard will probably go over because I'm out of the fantasy playoff. So now he'll probably just rack up like points in like crazy bunches, right?
60 burger.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take the over for Dame and the under for Ja. What about you, Steve?
So I like the over on Dame, and I'm kills me because I need Ja really to put up in my fantasy playoffs. So we're taking both overs. Yeah, we're taking both overs. We're gonna see a high scoring game. I mean, the Trailblazers haven't been great lately either, so I do think you could see the Grizzlies put up a good game. That's just a really high number for Ja. He's a mid-20s guy, but we need it, so we're taking the over. Good juju.
There we go.
All right, sounds good. All right, what's the next one?
Next up, we have Jimmy Butler versus DeMar DeRozan. Jimmy Butler is over under 22.5. DeMar DeRozan 21.5.
That's tough. That's tough. You go ahead, Blake.
All right, Jimmy Butler. I'm gonna go under. He really hasn't been getting it done scoring wise. We get Kendrick Nunn back today. We do have Tyler Hero out. So, I mean, the opportunity should be there for him to hit that number. It's just I don't see him taking those shots. I don't see him, in the fourth quarter being that leader. I don't know what it is. He should be the guy, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going under there. DeRozan, I'm just going over for the simple fact. Who else do they have at this point? I know they have Derek White, or is he out now? He might be out, actually.
I think he's out.
Yeah, he's out. So, I mean, he's going to have to score. I mean, if it's not him, who else? So, give me over on DeRozan and under on Butler.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Butler is going to rise up. I mean, Miami, they've been losing some games recently, actually. So I think Butler puts it into overdrive tonight. And I'm going to take the under for DeRozan just because I feel like the Spurs are going to run cold. They've been playing really well recently.
Yeah.
And I feel like, every time I take an over on DeRozan, kind of similar to your situation with Dame, he just never clicks. He's just like always at like that 18 or 19, and he's sitting there at like 21, 22 points. So I think it's a very good number because it's appealing. So I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go under DeRozan and over for Butler.
Okay.
What do you got, Steve?
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as Justin. I don't love the Jimmy Butler play to be over 22.5, to be honest. But if I had to go one way, I think he does get it. Demar, like you said, I see a high teens game, 19, 18, but nothing more. And I think both of those guys, it's a great matchup, though. It's something I'll definitely be tuning in to watch. But, I think Jimmy goes over, DeMar goes under.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson is also a game time decision as well in that game. So if he's out, there could be a little bit more opportunity for Jimmy as well. I think we have one more left.
Yep, we have Julius Randle over 26.5 and Vooch to be over under 23.5. Thoughts?
Check the bottom line. That's my lock of the night right there. That's my lock. Overs for both. Hammer it down at monkeyknifefight.com. Hammer it.
Say no more. I'm in the same boat. Over for both. I think that's easily doable. I think they're both going to outscore those projections by 5.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as well. I think Julius Randle is on a heater right now. Probably one of the most fun players to watch in the whole league. And then that Vooch number just being a little too low. Still no Zach Levine. He's going to get it done.
Yeah, Zach Levine's going to be out another week. Did you see he was bitching in the media about COVID?
Yeah, I saw his tweet.
I'm fine.
Calls are for the birds.
I'm fine. No big deal. Give me a basketball. Put it in the hoop. I got no cough. I'm fine. Whatever. That's what it is. I've been dealing with it in both hockey and basketball. So at least in basketball, Yahoo's a little bit quicker to get you your guys like to the injured slot, and hockey not so much. So, all right, let's move on here to our game previews. But before we do, please be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and follow us on youtube.com/take it to the Hizzy. Let's go. All right. First game up, we're using the opening lines here. We got the Hawks and the 76ers. Hawks traveling to Philly, coming in as 7.5-point dogs, plus 275 on the money line. Over under is at 217 points. Which direction are you going here, Blake?
Just looking at it, I like the plus points to the Hawks.
Okay.
I think that they'll hang around. I think they'll hang around in this game. So that's why I'm going that direction.
Okay.
Plain and simple. Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
So I am on the Sixers. I like them to win this one by a pretty good margin there. And then if I was touching the over-under, I think I'm going to take the over on it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to flip that. I'm taking the under. I have seen some of these Sixers
That was quick.
games.
That was quick.
Yeah. I was like looking at it, and it was like in that sweet spot of like it was kind of. I was kind of just giving a gut reaction, but I do like the under.
All right, well, Blake, to your credit, Atlanta, they are 7-3 ATS in their last 10, so they've been covering, but I just don't see how they're going to do it tonight up against the 76ers roster. I mean, they're starting, Brandon Goodwin, Lou Williams, Solomon Hill, 1 through 3. They're going to be depending heavily on John Collins and Clint Capella this evening, and I'm not going to trust those two going up against their counterparts in Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. So I'm riding 76ers here. I actually stayed away from the points because I actually like the minus 350 value early this morning. It's actually moved to about minus 420, minus 450. So a lot of action as a lot of movement, as we should say, as the rosters have kind of cleared, seeing who's going to be starting, who's going to be playing. I just don't love Atlanta tonight. I mean, they've been good, but not great. And obviously they're reeling since that injury with Trae Young. Blake, what do you like on the over or under? I'm kind of torn. Philly, they're 5-2 in their last 7 to the over versus Atlanta. So I think there's some upside there. But Steve, you're on the under. Why don't you settle it for us, Blake?
Yeah, I'm going over personally. I think there is still scoring on Atlanta's side. And like you said, I think the matchup comparison between Philly and Atlanta with that beat down roster, it's appealing. So I think there's going to be plenty of scoring to be had in this game.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? Bogdan's out. Bogdanovich is out. Or I'm sorry, Bogdan, not Boban.
Bogdan, yes.
Bogdanovich is out of this game. So that's not looking good for them either. Hooter's out. Reddish is out. I mean, it's not looking good for them. And Philly, they're starting their regulars, Simmons, Curry, Danny Green, as I said before, Harris and Embiid. So I'm going really heavy on them tonight. I didn't want to play around with the points, and I trust the Knicks a lot as well. So I'm feeling really good about that parlay and the 76ers this evening. Moving on, next up, we've got the Lakers traveling to D.C. Lakers are in the district tonight, coming in as -1 point favorites, -120 on the money line. Wizards paying nearly even money at -110, and the over-under is sitting at 227 points. What do you think, Blake? I'm watching this one right now. Lakers are up 3.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lakers here on the road. Getting AD back, that's huge. The team's already deep. I just think they have way more depth than Washington, besides the fact with Beal and Westbrook. That's all they have. So,
right.
Yeah, give me the Lakers. I like the depth there.
All right. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna go opposite. Actually, I like the Wizards. I like Bradley Beal to have a big night. Lakers, they have Anthony Davis back, so they are getting something there. But I still think that they could drop this one on the road for sure.
I mean, Washington has been really hot. 7-3 ATS in their last 10, 8-2 straight up in their last 10. The Lakers are 8-3 to the over in their last 11. So I think that's a safe pick because I do think this is going to be a competitive game. So I didn't take a pick on this. I wanted to take a stance because I knew I'd be watching the game, and that's always a lot more fun when you get to watch and bet on it, of course. So, yeah, I like the Lakers, but just not enough. It's hard to trust them not knowing what Davis's role is going to be. Like Blake said, he's back. He's actually been back for about 3 games or so. In his last game, I think he peaked at about 31 minutes. That's the most minutes he's played since he's come back. So I like that. But at the same time, if the Wizards got ahead at any certain point, like I could see them, kind of fading Davis and just resting him because obviously, they're gearing up for the playoffs. Regular season doesn't really mean that much to them. I feel like so. I stayed away. I really like the over. What do you guys think about the total?
So looking at the total, I would say over personally. 227. I'm going over with that.
Okay. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I don't hate that, honestly. I kind of like the over as well. Like I said, Bradley Beal, when he has a good game, he puts points in bunches. I don't like too much defense to be played here.
Yep, I agree. I mean, the Lakers, they play really good defense. Like Blake alluded to, they do have the depth, but I mean, Washington has been scoring a ton recently off the backs of Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. So give me the over. And I think just live bet this one, try to grab a little bit of value. I do like the 1 point for the Lakers, but I could see it going the other way, just getting shaved off by 2 points, right? All right, so next up, we've got the Magic traveling to Cleveland, coming in as +3 road dogs, +135 on the money line. Over under in this game is at 208.5 points. Blake, we'll start with you. Where are you going with this one? Battle of the Bad.
It said the spread was 8.5.
No,
3.
Is that what you said?
3.
3.5. I heard 8. 3.5. I'm gonna go money line for the Cavs.
There you go. No spread here.
I'm taking the Cavs here. Orlando's starting lineup is laughable. So
let me check it.
I'm plain and simple. It's Cleveland right here. I think that they pull out a win at home, and Orlando is they're packing it in. They're done for the year. They want to lose.
You think Wendell Carter is that funny? You think Wendell Carter is that funny, Blake?
They will find a way to lose this game. They know what's good for them.
All right, fair enough. What do you got, Steve?
I actually think I'm going to go opposite of where you're at, and I'm going to take the Magic money line. I've actually, as laughable as their roster has been, I think they've made some pretty decent strides lately. I've added Bamba into my lineup. He kind of has been getting it done better than most would have thought going into this. Wendell Carter did have a little bit of an injury in their last game. I think he tweaked his ankle. But they're just like a scrappy, bad team. I mean, and so are the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs aren't anything great either. We saw Kevin Love's poor performance in their last game where he just didn't really give a shit. So I'm
replay is brutal, man. The Malachi Flynn wide open three. Oh man, that is a brutal low light. I mean, I can't even call it a highlight. I mean, what the hell was that, Kevin Love? It's like, get the hell out of here, please. Are we done yet? Do we get our check after this? That was bad. That was bad. Just bounces the ball right onto the court to the dude. I mean, hey, as a Malachi Flynn guy, I didn't hate it, but thanks, Kevin Love. Appreciate you. Yeah, with this one, I mean, I can't make a pick. I mean, Orlando 1-9 in their last 10 straight up. Cleveland 2-8. ATS 3-7 for Cleveland. 2-7-1 for Orlando. Like, other than looking at these rosters and saying, oh yeah, Orlando just looks like trash. Other than maybe Wendell Carter, play a little Wendell Carter love, a little bit. And was it Chuma Okiki, who's going to come up a little bit later in the show? He's grabbing points, grabbing production at least. Yeah, he's grabbing production. It's just for fantasy, right? But not really, doing anything for the roster. I mean, these guys are just both really, really bad. I would never pick either of these teams pregame. I'll go with Blake. Give me Cleveland straight up on the money line. Just because I like them in the paint just a little bit more with Kevin Love and Jared Allen. But, I mean, we just got done dogging Kevin Love. Like, how much can we prop that up? So I would stay away, but gun to my head, give me Cleveland, and I'll take the under because I just don't know what to really expect here in this matchup. So I'll take the under there. All right, next up, let me see what we got here. Hornets and the Celtics. Ooh, Celtics for the Blake. We got Celtics as home favorites at -7 on the spread, -310 on the money line. Total is 215.5. Blake, are your Celtics getting it done tonight, or are they a bust? Are they stinking?
I'm taking the spread. I'm rolling with the Celtics tonight. I don't know if you guys saw the game last night. Pritchard looked wonderful.
I did not.
He looked great. I think he put up 30 points. That was without Kemba, but Tatum didn't play last night, and they gave one away to the Thunder, which is hard to watch. But that was also without Tatum. That was without Kemba. That was without Robert Williams. So look for a bounce back. I think they're going to cover tonight. So
were you playing for them last night? Who the hell was playing for them last night? My God.
Peyton Pritchard was one of the headliners with Jaylen Brown, Evan Fournier. Okay. Your boy Luke Cornett was out there for like 5 minutes.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. Just 5 minutes.
Tristan Thompson, a bunch of washed up players.
Okay. All right. Where are you going with this one, Steve?
Yeah, I'm all over the Celtics as well. I think they've been playing some really good basketball lately. Kind of Jaylen Brown has been really showing out, I think, lately. And I think the Hornets are kind of trending in the opposite direction. I haven't seen anything too great out of them. And then when it comes to the total, I am riding with the under again. I don't know what it is with my luck. Every time I bet the Celtics, it goes under. So
they're a very defensive team.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, I just don't know who's going to score for Charlotte other than maybe Terry Rozier. You're still missing Hayward. You're still missing Ball. In the paint, you're looking at Miles Bridges and PJ Washington versus Tatum and Thompson tonight. Don't like those matchups. So, yeah, I'm going to take the points with the Celtics. And, yeah, I mean, money line, if you can put it into something else. I wouldn't bet the money line, obviously, straight up. They're not giving you a ton of value there. But I do like the over. 7-3 to the over, the last 10, Boston versus Charlotte. So a little bit of upside there. I don't know where the points are going to come from, but I like the trend. So I'm going to ride with the numbers there. All right, next up, I believe we've got the Bulls and the Knicks. Bulls coming in on the road at +4 on the spread, +150 on the money line. Knicks have just been nothing but home run hitters. You guys know where I'm going with this one. Where are you guys falling in line? We'll start with you, Blake.
Yep, I agree with you on the pick with the Knicks. I'm going with them money. I'm going with the money line personally, but the 4 points looks pretty good right now. They're up by 14, so they're just murdering. They're murdering teams. I don't know if they're just out hustling them or what.
It's the Bulls, bro. Oh my God, have they been bad? Like Steve asked me, before we, turn the camera on here, he's like, "Oh, you're betting against the Bulls?" And I'm like, well, I'm rocking the sweater, but hell yeah, I'm betting for the Knicks, maybe. Let's go. What's Reggie Bullock doing? Anyone got that up yet?
Last I checked, I got it right now. He has 4 points, 1 rebound. So we're looking pretty good.
On pace.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Julius Randle having a day. 9 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds already.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Man, the Knicks are going to be fun in the playoffs. I'm telling you, this is going to be a profitable team. I'm telling you, man, their defense, their offense, they're making it happen. They're my team right now. Them and Memphis, like those are my profit makers. The Knicks to Memphis right now. So loving the Knicks. Really weird to say because I've never been like a big New York, never been a big Knicks guy. But man, Tibbs has got it going. If you guys go back and check the tape, I was dogging the Knicks all year long, saying, it's going to run out. Tibbs is going to get somebody hurt with the minutes. Like this run's going to die. It has not. I mean, this has just been a super profitable team all year long. Let's hammer down on them tonight. We'll get to some live betting options later, but I doubt the value is still going to be there. You really needed to get in on them. And honestly, I was worried that I was going to lose points today, so I just had to jump on it as early as I could. But that -4 was slow and steady all day long. We got no line movement. I shared my pick earlier, and some guy was like, "No, Bulls plus floor." I was like, "You're going to want to buy that up to 12." So I'm happy that they're winning by 14. That's a pretty concise one, so let's move on. Next up, we've got, who is it? The Spurs traveling to Miami. Viva la Miami. Spurs plus 4.5 on the spread, plus 160 on the money line. Total is at 212 even. Where are you going with this one, Blake?
I'm going with Miami money line.
Okay.
Spread scares me.
Any particular reason?
Yeah, spread. Well, I just think they're a better team all around. They're playing at home.
Sure.
So I'm just leaning that way. I just think they have a better squad. They have all-stars. As the Spurs have DeMar DeRozan. So that's
true.
Where I'm at.
That's true. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, this one's really, really tough for me. Last time I bet on the Heat, they lost by, I believe, 10 to the Bulls, who aren't that good.
How does that and I don't get that. How does that even happen? We've talked about the Heat before, in the past couple of weeks pretty extensively. How are you losing by 10 to the Bulls, guys? What the hell?
And if it wasn't for Denzel Valentine being a complete idiot the night before, they would have, the Bulls really gave them a run for their money 2 times back-to-back games.
Steve, that's a strike next to your name. You mentioned Denzel Valentine on the show. That's a strike, right? I'm sorry.
I'm literally the biggest Denzel Valentine hater. I don't think he sniffs the NBA ever again. The fact that he's still on the Bulls, I don't even understand how that is. I mean, I would rather eat millions and millions and millions of dollars than ever. And I guess it's not even that. How is he still on the team and then getting minutes in crunch time? I mean, that's the biggest mind-blowing thing in the whole thing. I don't know. But
I don't know. He must suck some real good dick on the bench or something. I don't know. I really don't get it. I don't know how far his head is up Donovan's ass. I don't know. I don't get it. This guy has been riding that summer league championship game-winning 3 his entire career on the Bulls. They're just hey, man, remember that one time you won us that summer league? Yeah, we're going to keep you around for a while. Get him out of here. Cut him. Who even wants this guy?
Yeah,
I posted his
going to be signing in China.
Yeah. Line him up next to Jimmer. Let's go. Get it done. It's the only player I know that's in China, if he's still even playing in China. Sorry, NBA players in China. Getting back to it, I'm going to take Miami. I think they're just that chippy team that needs the win. They're kind of trading wins and losses, like Steve alluded to in that Bulls game, which I have no idea how they lose to the Bulls right now. So I think they bounce back because I just feel when they get into those lows, they're just all right, guys, no, we're a playoff team. We're in another opportunity tonight. A very easy situation to grab a win. So I think they're going to do that. And I'm with Blake. You took them the points or the money line? I'm going to take the money line.
I took money line.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a money line. I don't trust the points. We just got done talking about how they lost to the Bulls, so I think the money line is the much safer pick because they don't play the best defense, obviously, in the fourth quarter as of recently. All right, next up we've got the Pelicans and the Nuggets. Pelicans coming in as plus 3.5 dogs on the spread, plus 140 on the money line. Over under is at 228.5. Blake, we'll jump to you. Where are you going with this one?
So right now I'm taking the Pelicans plus 4. They're coming off a big win against the Clippers. Denver is coming off 2 wins in which the team shot lights out, but I'm still taking the Pelicans.
All right, right on.
Just for the simple fact, they're kind of beat down, riddled by injury. They just have a bunch of they have a bunch of bigs, and they just don't have any guard play. It's gone. So yeah, give me the Pelicans plus 4.
Sounds good. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I honestly don't hate that. I just don't think I've been on many right side of Nuggets games. I think there's a lot of games that I think they're gonna win, and then they lose, and then when I bet against them, they win. So I mean, they are a tough team to be handicapping. But I do like the Pelicans here. I think Zion has a good game, as I've mentioned earlier. So let's ride with the Pelicans.
I like the Pelicans on the spread. I do. There's some value there. Oddly enough, so Denver is 7-3 in their last 10 straight up, but they're 3-7 ATS, so they're not covering. And a lot of these games are actually coming in as the favorite. So again, the favorite tonight, and actually only by a slim margin. So I like the Nuggets to win. I like the Pelicans to cover, and the total kind of washy. Denver, they're 5-5 in their last 10 over under, and Pelicans are 4-1 in their last 5 versus Denver. So it's kind of a stay away number for me. But realistically, I think we talked earlier about the props for Zion. I think he's going to really crank the number tonight for his team, and I like the matchups that they have at 1 and 2 with Lonzo and Bledsoe versus Facundo Campazzo and PJ Dozier. So I like those matchups in favor of the Pelicans, but I still think that the Nuggets are the better team. Like, I think that they're going to take home the win, but it'll be close, and the Pelicans will cover, and we'll hit the over. You guys good on the over?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go under.
Okay.
Just because I don't think that there's going to be a lot of 3-point shooting in this game.
Okay.
That's the only reason I can see why to stay away. But like you said, it's kind of wishy-washy, so
right. Well,
it's probably going to be like 230. Like that's where it's going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could. I just feel like we're going to get a ton of scoring from Porter and Jokic. Porter has been on a tear since all the injuries to the guards. We were talking up, that kind of comparison between Facundo Campazzo, Monte Morris. Okay, Monte Morris is out. He's been hurt. Now you got Will Barton hurt, right? Now you got PJ Dozier stepping into the starting lineup. Facundo, he was the starter, but, just wasn't getting, worldly minutes, not a ton of volume on the floor because they were, just keeping in a healthy rotation here. But yeah, I mean, the perimeter shooting, you're going to be relying heavily on Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon, and that may run cold at some point in this game. So I could see the value there to the under. I just think that the Nuggets will keep pace with the Pelicans, and the Pelicans are going to roll the number up. So I'm going to take the over there. All right, let's see. Next one up, we've got the Trailblazers and the Grizzlies. Trailblazers coming in as plus 1.5 dogs on the spread. Over under is at 239.5. That's a tall number. And we're paying even money pretty much both ways here. Trailblazers minus 105 on the money line. Grizzlies minus 125. Blake, you're taking the Grizzlies on the money line. Is that right?
I am taking Memphis on the money line. Correct.
Okay.
So
what do you think about the total? That's a tall number. Almost 2. You got to hit 240.
Yeah.
It's close. They've just been on a scoring tear, both teams. So
yeah,
it is kind of realistic for them to hit that, but it's that. I mean, guys, it's that number for a reason. So I'm just gonna ride with it and take the over on that. But all I'm gonna say is Portland has lost consecutive home games. They lost them last weekend to the Grizzlies. So.
Right.
And the Grizzlies have also won the past 4 at home in this series. So the trend is saying that the Grizzlies are going to win this game.
What do you think, Steve?
So I'm going to take Grizzlies -1.5. I think they can close this out. Like you have said, they're a hot team. That number is
Yes, sir.
Crazy high. I think I'm gonna have to just take the under just for where it's at. This is a good game though. I'm excited to watch this one as well tonight.
I think this is a marquee matchup tonight for sure. My favorite game that I want to watch.
Yeah, I want to watch the Knicks and the Bulls, and I got nothing.
Right.
So Portland and Memphis, like Blake, like you alluded to, they've been playing a lot recently, and I think because of that, specifically because of the losses to Portland, we're going to see a little bit more defense tonight. So I'm going to hammer the under the 239. When you get to play these teams consecutively, you start to, obviously get to know a little bit more, take in, more tape, more data and whatnot. Just get more familiar with the guy going up against you, like in your own matchup, right? So I'm going to take the under 239.5 because, again, it's just really, really a really big number. I'm sorry. But like you said, Blake, the numbers are there. Like Portland, 6-3 in their last 9 to the over. Memphis, 9-4 in their last 13 to the over. So there, like you said, there's a reason it's that high. I'm just going opposite because all the trends are just pumping up the number, and I'm going to go with the concept of they know each other a little bit better because they've been playing each other a lot recently. I am going to take the spread. I'm not going to take the money line. Memphis 7-3 ATS in their last 10, so I'll take them on the spread, and there's just a little bit better value there. The -110. Versus the -125. All right, we got 2 more games up. We got the Jazz traveling to Sacramento, coming in as 8-point favorites on the road, -355 on the money line. Over under is at 222 points. Blake, we'll start with you. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go with Phoenix
nope.
-4.
You can't,
right?
Because they're not in that game. You can't.
Which game are you going for?
Utah and Sacramento. Jazz
Utah
and the Kings.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
I have that game first. I'm sorry. All right.
Okay.
So between that game, I'm gonna lean with the plus points to Sacramento at home, going against Utah without a Conley, without a Donovan Mitchell. Yes, that game, that team is very deep. But Sacramento isn't a bad team without De'Aaron Fox. They're still pretty good. So I love that number for Sacramento. That's a nice number to lean on. What do you guys think?
How about you, Steve?
I'm personally going to go opposite. I like the Jazz there. The Kings, they're going to be without Harrison Barnes tonight, who usually is a pretty key player in their offense. You're going to see a lot more Mo Harkless probably in that spot. I think the Jazz are just too good of a team. Who'd you say Donovan Mitchell's out, right?
Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley.
Yeah, I mean, I still like it. They still got Jordan Clarkson, who has been balling all year. So I think it still rolls there. They're a better team. They do the right things of finding the open guy, like all that, where I don't think it necessarily matters all that much having a Conley out.
Yeah, I got to go Utah on the spread. And Blake, I'm kind of surprised you took Sacramento here. I mean, your boy Jordan Clarkson is starting. You got the prop on him. Like that's your boy.
I do, but I just think that number is too high.
Okay. Well, I like Clarkson starting. Joe Ingles is going to be starting as well in place of Donovan Mitchell. And to Steve's point about finding the extra man, making the extra pass, the ball movement, the outside shooting, just the volume of shooting of 3-point shots for the Jazz. I got to go Jazz on the spread and on the money line here. And I mean, to your upside for Sacramento, I'll take the over. Sacramento and Utah 6-3 in their last 9 to the over. So give me the over. Give me Utah on the points and the money line. All right, last up here, we've got Clippers and Suns. This is the marquee matchup, in my opinion. We got the Clippers coming in at +4 on the spread, +150 on the money line, -4 obviously for the Suns, and -185 on the money line for them. Total is at 223. We'll start with Blake.
Right now, I'm leaning with Phoenix. I'm going to take Phoenix. What is it, -4?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you have them at? Yeah, I'm going to go that route.
Yes, sir.
They have no Kawhi. Phoenix isn't missing anyone. They've just been healthy all year. Lucky them. Yep. Anyone that has any of those players in fantasy, good for you. Yeah, I just think that Phoenix has all-around better team without injuries. So they're playing at home. Yeah, give me the Suns.
Yeah, I like it. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think Suns -4 is to play here. You've seen I think it was last game when they had no Kawhi tonight as well. He's doubtful with his foot. They just didn't put up anything. They barely cracked 100 points. Paul George wasn't enough to get it done. The best injury I saw in that last game was Luke Kennard out for rest. And it was like, in what world are we resting players like Luke Kennard now? I'm sorry. But
Kawhi has got guys buying in. You know what I mean? Like he's like, it's a trend. He's just like, yeah, I feel great. I'm looking good. And you're like, man, see Kawhi come back. That shot just looks so smooth. Just all that rest. I'm going to do it too. Hey, coach, taking the night off. Yeah, I don't like it, but this is the NBA that we live in now. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. This is a team that's going to be a top 4 team regardless. They're probably going to have home court regardless. So I just don't think they're that concerned. This is what the future of the NBA is. Even the Lakers, we were talking last week, they're a 5th seed that's favored to win the West and 2nd favorite to win the whole thing. They're in 5th, and they're missing all their stars. Like, what the heck? That's just the NBA that we live in because those are the expectations. The Nets, with all their injuries still, they're at the top of the list, right? I mean, obviously the East is a little bit easier than the West, but still, like, come on. Like, we can't give any value to these teams that are actually, like, getting it done night in, night out, like the Suns, like Blake had mentioned. So, yeah, in this one, I'm going to go Suns as well. On the total, I'm a little hesitant at the 223, but I think that we can hit that. I like that number. I think that Paul George will still provide a fair amount of offense. I believe we have Reggie Jackson back in this one, so that should be good too. Yeah. Marcus Morris, Zubats, and Cousins has been kind of getting it done, chipping in here and there. So I like the over, and I like Phoenix on the spread and on the money line. All right, cool. So let's move on. We just went through a lot of games there. We're going to jump over to our fantasy waiver wire, talk about some names that you need to be looking to grab here, probably in either your championship rounds for fantasy or semifinal rounds. But before we do, please be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and follow us on youtube.com/take it to the Hizzy. Let's go. Steve, who's the first name we got up here?
First name we got up, we got good old DeMarcus Cousins. Speak of the devil.
Speak of the devil. What are we looking at?
I really like DeMarcus Cousins. I think that he's a talented player. He's been playing extremely efficient. And then you saw last game his minutes ticked up to 25. I don't think you see that too often. I think you'll see that usual 15 right in that range. But even with 15 minutes, he grabs boards. He's definitely – I think he'd be that last man that you're throwing into your lineup. But, hey, holds some value.
I think he's going to get more playing time tonight. I mean, we're looking at Nick Batum. He's a game time decision. Obviously, Leonard, he's going to be out. Serge is out. You just got Zubats and Marcus Morris there in the paint. So I think he's going to be playing kind of around that amount of time tonight, about 25 minutes plus. So, yeah, I'm all about him. You got anything to add in there, Blake?
Yeah, just be careful in certain games. Just look at who he'd be matched up with. So if they don't have to play him, like say they're playing at Toronto, they might not need to play him that much. So tonight you got him going up against Ayton. I honestly think that he's going to hit 25 minutes again tonight. So yeah, just make sure you're looking at those matchups before you throw him out there in fantasy.
Yeah, fair enough. Blake, you want to take the next guy? You actually own him, it looks like.
Yes, I do. I been loving what he's been doing. He's been getting a lot of minutes. He's been averaging, it looks like 30 minutes per game right now in the last 4. So right now he's just a double machine.
Who is it?
He's getting Kim Birch.
There you go.
Sorry, Tim Birch. I thought you already said his name. My bad.
I just said, hey, this next one's yours. That's all good.
Kim Birch.
There you go.
Simon Birch. So yeah, I mean, just the double back-to-back games. Nope, not quite. Didn't quite hit the double in rebounds for the game before that. But last game he had 13 points, 14 rebounds, and an assist and a block, and that was over 32 minutes. And it looks like he hit 3 of 4 free throws. So
he's been.
I mean, you gotta love that.
Playing time with Chris Boucher out. So that there's some upside there. Boucher is going to be back, but I suspect even when he gets back, he's going to have limited minutes. Slowly get worked back into the lineup. Even if they even do bring him back, right? Because like Toronto right now, they're just like on the cusp. Like, are they in? Are they out? I'm saying they're going to be out. I feel like that could be a situation where he just gets more minutes as they ride out the end of the season, where they're just not trying to play winning basketball. So we'll see what happens there. But I like the Ken Birch pickup. Well done, Blake. Another guy that you picked up, I'm going to take this one, is O'Shea Brissette. Name we gave you last week. I know you don't know who he is. Hell, we didn't know who he was. Had to Google his ass. Plays for the Pacers. He's a forward. Plays the 3 and the 4. His last 5 games, 18, 13, 11, 23 points. Rebounds last 5, 10, 8, 11, 12. Great stuff. Mixing in some steals. Had 5 blocks his last game. Got to love that, right? An assist here and there. The minutes are there. 40, 31, 38, 42. I mean, what's not to love about this guy?
Yeah, I've been calling him Brisket. you gotta risk it to get the brisket, and that's exactly what I did. I dropped a player for him that I think I dropped Robert Williams, and basically got the same player. I mean, I didn't know when he was going to come back, and I needed a guy to play a game for me, and I looked at his last 4 games, and like you said, two of the last 4 before his game last night, he had 2 double doubles. So. And not far off in the other 2 that didn't hit that. So, I mean, you can't blame me, right?
No, absolutely not. I love it. It's a great pickup. We said to pick him up last week. Blake ran and picked him up. I mean, what the hell? I can't knock it. We said a week ago to pick him up. He's only 33% owned. People aren't correcting themselves. You got to go add the guy.
Right.
I'm taking the next one. I'm going back to back here because I've been banging this dude's drum all year. Facundo Campazzo, baby. 30-plus-year-old rookie in the NBA coming over from the EuroLeague. I mean, the numbers aren't sexy, but he's just getting the minutes. He's just getting the volume. And right now in your league, you may be struggling to find that guy. There may only be guys available in your league that are, only playing 15 to 20 minutes a game. 30, 34, 32 minutes, 27 minutes his last 4 games. I mean, he's mixing in assists. He's mixing in steals. The points and the rebounds aren't really there. But if you're getting in like those technical spots where you're trying to fill those holes on defense and assists, I think he's an opportunity play here. He's only 15% rostered. Can I get any love, boys? Yeah,
you got to love those assist numbers, and that's exactly what it looks like you're getting from him. So you got to love that.
Yeah, I just
anything, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, Campazzo has been like the talk of, I feel like, to the Hizzy basketball nights for the past, I don't know, month, 2 months now. I don't know. Every time, no, it's not that. We've brought him up a lot, and he has been. There's been times where we thought he'd be, breakout, but I mean, I'm a very guard heavy team, so like for me, I don't necessarily need assists. So.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, if you need something like that, that's where he's going to have your added value. He gets a lot of run. So yeah, I mean, if you need some good guard play, he's definitely a pickup on the waiver wire. No one I'm going to be adding them.
Right. So yeah, my team was definitely more forward and center heavy, right? If I wasn't losing by like 1 billion field goals to you last week, or like 80 assists, or I don't know, like 100 3-pointers or whatever, I probably would have added them, right? But I kind of, the writing was on the wall. Like what's like Thursday? Like this is pretty much over. So
I will say,
well done, by the way. Tip of the cap to that.
Thank you. I cracked 1,000 points against you.
Wow.
I don't think I had done that all year. And I was like in shock. I mean, that one was one I could have you definitely got me on probably my best performance of the entire season.
Yeah, well, get it together. Aren't you losing like 7-2 or some nonsense like that?
Hey, I was
get it together, will you?
Yesterday. It changes in one night, and all these people.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. I really didn't know that.
A lot of them are really close. So
good. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Let's get it done, man.
See Blake in the finals.
Hopefully, I have a healthy team by then. Even if I get there.
Yeah, are you missing Donnie Mitchell? Who's the other one? De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, that hurts, man. De'Aaron Fox, I don't think he's going to be back, so you're going to be riding without him. But yeah, maybe Donnie.
And then Kemba keeps sitting games out.
He's a bastard, man. He's a bastard. That's another team like Boston. They're just like, yeah, we're going to the playoffs. We're going to be fine. Sit out. Sit out. My name is Brad.
Pretty
It's
much.
all good. It's chill. It's chill. Blake, I'll let you take the next guy.
All right. Up next, we got my boy PP, Peyton Pritchard. He might be one of my favorite players right now on the Celtics. If not, he's definitely right after Brown right now, honestly. Mm-hmm. He's just getting it done. He's a pit bull. He drives the lane, hits the three. Yeah, I mean, what's not to love? The guy dropped, 28 points or 33 points in the last game? Mm-hmm. Was it 33? I mean, that's just great for a rookie. 9 3-pointers. Come on. When he gets the opportunity, this guy's going to be a stud. Look out.
That was field goals made. He had 4 3-pointers in his last game against OKC.
Okay, it was 4. That was field goals. All right, 4.
Swap the column because I was like, whoa, 9 threes. I was like, fuck.
My bad. My bad.
Me? No, it's okay. It's okay. So we had the conversation earlier in the year that I started. I said Peyton Pritchard, better prospect just in year 1 than Tyler Hero, and we had a little bit of disagreement there. Are you guys, am I going to be wrong on that? Because I'm high on Peyton Pritchard. Period.
Yeah,
I mean, in his career.
What
do you think, Steve?
I think it's a little too early just to say that. I mean, Hero's done it in the playoffs, and we're going to act like random spot starts from Peyton Pritchard are going to put him over that. Do I like Peyton Pritchard, though? I really do. I think he could develop with, a bigger role with the Celtics. It's just right now he's kind of blocked with all the talent they have. I mean, if we revisit this and say a year and a half, maybe they ship Kemba out, who knows what his future holds. Where, I mean, he definitely holds some weight where he could be a talent in this league.
Oh, he looks great. I mean, I'm not saying Malachi Flynn are better than Tyler Hero. I mean, Pritchard's been getting it done for a good portion of the year. And obviously he's a guy that's been coming off the bench, but every time he does, he shows just flashes of greatness. I'm all about him. And Tyler Hero, in my opinion, he's taken a step down from last year. Last year's great. That run was awesome for the Heat. But at the same time, this is a team that's just completely night and day. They're inconsistent. And a lot of the insiders, they're saying that he's lost that edge, Tyler Hero. His handle on Twitter or Instagram, it doesn't matter. It's like Rich and Famous Tyler. He's all about that star life now.
Hollywood.
Yeah, and a lot of people, including some of his teammates, what's the word I'm looking for? Off the record, they don't really appreciate it so much. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a Heat guy for long. I feel like he could be someone that's on the move this offseason. And those trades, what if he goes to a team like Orlando? You ain't going to be playing no hero ball in Orlando, bro. I'm just saying, just telling you right now, that ain't going to be the case. I mean, the same thing could happen for Peyton Pritchard, right? Like he could get moved somewhere that could be in need of a guard at some point. If, Kemba's off the back-to-back sitting next year, who knows, Do I think he's the future of the Celtics? I don't necessarily know. Blake will probably have a better opinion than me, but that conversation I thought, would be nice to bring back in, and maybe we'll touch on that at the very end of the year, and we'll compare some numbers. So let's move on to the next guy. Who we got up, Steve?
Next up, we have Chuma Okiki.
Yes, sir. How's he looking?
Last couple games, I mean, he's getting 30 minutes a night right now for the Magic.
Mm-hmm.
There's games he put ups that are just straight stinkers, but he also has he usually is putting them in double-digit points. Goes out, grabs about 5 boards a night. I think he's got talent. The only thing, the bigs for the Magic, it's crowded right now. You got Wendell Carter, you got Mo Bamba, you got Okiki. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're all kind of fighting for boards against each other, but I think he's a great guy to kind of have in rotation to plug in your lineup. Gets steals
I agree.
As well. Very good defensively.
I agree. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, I think he's stream worthy. I don't think that he's a guy that you want, day in and day out. But if you need a little pick up, little filler, I think it's worth a shot if you want some points and some rebounds. for sure.
Yeah, to me it's about the volume. He's getting that right around 30 minutes plus a game. So if you see a guy that's available like that on the waivers and it's really thin, 29% rostered, I feel like you got to just scoop him up just because the options just may be limited. It's very tough to tell from like league to league, right? And he just does a little bit of everything: the points, the rebounds, like Steve alluded to with the steals, some defense there, and even sprinkling in some assists. I mean, he's getting as many assists as he is steals. So I think he's a pretty good ad, a versatile ad, I'll say. All right, last one up here. I'm going to take this one. We got Jeff Green, only 22% rostered still. I don't get that. Another guy that just playing a ton of minutes, 37, 34, 35, 29, 33 in his last 5. The points are there, 22, 10, 19, 8, and 15. Rebounds, 8, 5, 2, 1, and 9. The steals are there, 1, 1, 2, 0, 0. But the blocks, wow, really even more consistent. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. I'm all about them. Obviously, with the on and offs of Durant being in and out of the lineup, it just provides a lot more upside for him. I love guys on that roster like Jeff Green, Joe Harris, even Bruce Brown. He's been getting it done here and there. So yeah, fire up some Jeff Green. And what I really like, the roster versatility: small forward, power forward, and center, plus obviously a utility spot, right? Like he offers a lot of options for you in fantasy. Any disagreements there? I mean, he also just lights out at the free throw line. He's only had one game where he's missed a free throw in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Just one game he's missed a free throw. That's great.
Correct. Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I totally agree. So they have him marked as a shooting forward, power forward, and center. I mean, that just goes to show how much Brooklyn uses him on the court. And I mean, I don't see his minutes going down at all. Even if KD does come back, I think he's still going to hover around those 30 minutes because of that versatility for the coach to use him at all 3 of those positions.
Yeah.
So, and you got to love the points. Norm, I mean, he's always in the double digits from what I see. And then he brings those defensive stats, which is huge. So yeah, I love me some Jeff Green.
What do you think, Steve?
I actually was faced with a tough decision. I had to choose between him or Blake Griffin. I went Blake Griffin, but I think really they both kind of add a very similar type of game to it, where they'll get you mid-teens points and then just tack on some blocks here or whatever it may be. So yeah, I really like Jeff Green. I think he should be added in a lot more leagues than just the 20-some% over here in Yahoo.
Yeah,
Correct.
That's really low.
Yeah.
really, really low for me. Get him on your roster if you can. All right, let's move on beyond the fantasy waiver wire here. We're going to jump into our fantasy all-NBA teams, first and second teams. But before we do, please be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and follow us on youtube.com/take it to the Hizzy. Let's go. All right, I'm going to roll with mine first. I'm going to go through my first team here. All right, at point guard, going Russ Westbrook. The dude is absolutely on fire. Been that way for most of the year. I think over like the last week or so, he's been top 5 in rebounds, top 5 in assists. Not quite in points. Obviously, there's a lot more competition for that. But the dude just brings so many levels to your fantasy team, whether it's points-based categories. He racks everything in bunches: points, rebounds, assists. He's a walking triple-double machine. So I'm firing up Russell Westbrook at the 1. At the 2, I've got Bradley Beal, also of the Wizards. These guys have been a great combo all year. Sometimes, one's been in, one's been out. But when they've been there, obviously recency, the team has had a ton of success. 8-2 straight up in their last 10. Beal, just a points machine, right? Just always asking yourself, is this guy going to hit 30 points tonight? Like his props are always at like 28, 29, anywhere from 28 to 31 points, right? He's just got it. He's just always hot. So I'm going to be riding with him on that first team. A lot of competition there, though. A lot of competition. But I just felt like a lot of guys at that 2 spot, that are like true like shooting guards. There are just so many inconsistencies with playing time, with injuries. Some guys even sitting out. I'm sure you guys will probably add some upside from that on your picks. At the 3, I've got Jimmy Butler, who has been inconsistent at times. but he's just been their offense. And there was at one point where he was averaging like 30 points across like 12 to 15 games of the season, really carrying the load. Not like a big guy for win shares in the league, but he's the reason why his team wins games. So I'm going Jimmy Butler at the 3. And I also just think the value that you got for Jimmy Butler in your drafts, he exceeded the expectations this year. He did a lot better than what I believe people actually thought. And then at the 4, home run here, Giannis Antetokounmpo, just a home run, right? Every single year he's probably in this spot. The points, the rebounds, the assists are there. Obviously, kind of a liability in fantasy for free throw percentage, but still always getting it done in massive amounts and huge bunches in every category, especially on defense. Blocks, steals, of course. And then rounding out the first team, got Nikola Jokic, the unicorn. Points, rebounds, assists were all there. He's top 5 in assists this year, I still believe. The guy's just a machine. He is my MVP. He should be yours if he isn't. The man has earned it. I think Embiid, if he had played out the season, he'd have an argument for this spot here, but just missed a little bit too much time for me to put him on my first team here. Any feedback from that, guys? And Blake, if you want to jump into yours, you're more than welcome if you guys don't have anything.
So
I
the question.
really like your lineup.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, I think really a lot of them you hit. I got Russell Westbrook. The only thing with him, if you're not too worried about turnovers, I just kind of knew I was going to punt that every week, so I really went after a lot of other categories. He's I think tonight he was minus 200 to have a triple double. So
my God.
I mean, that right there just shows that he's getting it done every category. Even a bad night for him is like 10, 10, and 10.
Right. No, he's a home run. I feel like he should be number 1 on all of ours, but I'm sure there's some upside for others.
Yep. No, but I like your lineup.
Anything there, Blake, on mine?
Yeah, I don't have any negativity towards any of those players. I think that you can go one way or the other way with a lot of them, but I have no hate with any of those players you chose.
All right, cool. Let's jump into your first team, Blake.
So my first team, I'm going to start out with Stephen Curry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with him for the simple fact he's just getting it done in bunches with the points. The 3-pointers made, that's huge. Russ doesn't do that as much for you.
Mm-hmm.
Steph averaging 5.1 per game, also getting 5.5 rebounds, 5.7 assists. Yeah, he's gonna. I love those numbers, especially the 3-pointers, and the free throw percentage is huge too, with the 0.918. So
all but locked in.
Yeah, I love it. Number 2, I'm going Donovan Mitchell. Before his injury, he was just lighting it up. 40 points, 40 points, 40 points.
Can't knock it.
I'm going with Donovan Mitchell there. The 3, this is where it gets hard for me, just because it seems like so many players have been in and out. But if I have to choose, I'm gonna go. Give me Kawhi Leonard. He'll fill the stat sheet for you at least. Get you some steals. Gets it done at the free throw line. I'm going there with my 3. My 4, I'm gonna go with Joel Embiid.
Okay.
And then my 5, I am going to go with Jokic, even though I want to go with Busabic, but I know it would be stupid. So I'm going to go with the true Nikola unicorn Jokic at 5. And that rounds out my first team.
Yeah, I like it. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think a lot of those really good. And you got Embiid and Jokic in there. So, I mean, both have been killing it this year.
Yeah, I kept Embiid off of both of my lists. Also, just trying not to be too biased because I just rode with him really, really heavily this season. Yeah. So, I got a couple of surprise ones on the next one. What's your first team up, Steve? First fantasy all NBA team.
My first team, I agree with Justin on that. I'm going to put Russell Westbrook. He just adds a bit of everything for them or for your team. points, rebounds, assists. He just grinds and he gets it done. So he is my point guard. At the 2 guard, I have to go. I got to really go Bradley Beal here. He just scores too many points, averaging 31. It's just too much to simply not have him on my first team. This was kind of really the next level of his coming out party. So I think he only really grows from here. And whether it be with the Washington or whoever it may be, I like him. If I was my 3, this is where it kind of gets tough.
Yeah, no, I agree that the small forward position is really difficult, specifically because of the injuries. Like, I think like everyone would want to say Kawhi, but like it's just difficult because he's just, like he's kind of a liability to your roster too. Like, it's tough.
Yeah, I think if I had to pick here, I'm gonna go Jason Tatum.
Okay,
he just scores, grabs rebounds. Really has been getting it done. He's averaging, I believe, about 26. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, so you kind of get a bit of it all from him. And then at power forward, I know who I'm going. I'm going Julius Randle. I really like what he adds with points. He really gets it done passing as well. I mean, he sits up there 6-7 assists at nights. So, and then he's dropping 30 to 40 points a game. I mean, he's the man. I do think you can make a strong case for Giannis. He just missed too many damn free throws that he's kind of left a sour taste in my mouth.
Understandable.
Rounding it out, I can't pick anyone other than Jokic. The man's like one of a kind. Just scoring, passing, rebounding. I don't know how you could pick anyone else.
Cheers to the teams that were able to land Russell Westbrook and Nikola Jokic. And it was very easy to do.
It could have possible. Yeah.
Like Jokic. Oh, it's very, very possible. Even if with like a third pick, like I saw Russ Westbrook go in the 3rd round at times. Jokic was a lock for sure in the 1st and 2nd round, but there were many discounting Nikola Jokic to start the season. Blake, was it you who sent the group chat? Or maybe it was Steve. Doesn't matter. You sent the about the Jokic preseason MVP odds. It was minus what? 25,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or plus 2,500, whatever, plus something crazy. Yeah. And now you're looking at like minus 400, something nuts, something crazy, right? So he's all but locked in.
Longest odds of any player if he's to win it in like I don't know what it was, like 25 years or something.
It's a crime at this point if he doesn't win it. It's a crime in the NBA. Like, who are they going to give it to? I like maybe if they want to give it to like Julius Randle, by all means, go ahead. I mean, he's going to carry the Knicks into the playoffs, but I just don't think it's over the top of the numbers that Jokic has provided, or even like a Luka Doncic, just the production that Luka has provided, who is also kind of tough to hold off of this list. So I'm going to start with my next one that does not include Luka Doncic, because I just feel like for the value that he was drafted at, top 3 pick pretty much in every league, you just got what you were supposed to get. Luka, not on this list. I got Steph Curry, excuse me, who Blake alluded to already, who's on his first team. Steph lights out at the three-point line, lights out at the free throw line. Just doesn't give you like the same value that like a Russ Westbrook would with like the rebounds, right? The turnovers are pretty close, but obviously he still has an advantage over Westbrook. So give me Curry, second team at number 1 at the point guard. And then at 2, I've got Kyrie Irving. Obviously, he is a point guard, but he qualifies for the shooting guard position. I just feel like he has kept the Nets in that conversation. He has kept them atop of the conference, just driving the numbers for them. Missing Durant, missing Harden. I hate Kyrie, Mr. Flat Earth. There's always a bunch of bad press about him. He's sitting out games for personal time. That's not great. But of the 3 between him, Harden, and Durant, he's played the most games. So I got to give him the nod. The dude just has that silky smooth touch and shot. Can drive the paint, can pull up on you from behind the line. I love what he does. I just wish he was just a better, just dude. I don't know. It just drives me nuts sometimes with his nonsense, off the court stuff. Next up, I've got Chris Middleton at the 3. I feel like Middleton took a huge jump forward this year in just total production. The 3-pointers were always there. The points were always there. I just feel like we saw a much upgraded version of him, grabbing more points, or grabbing more rebounds, grabbing more assists, being more hands-on on defense. So I'm firing up Chris Middleton at the 3. He was a home run for me in fantasy this year, really moved the needle for me in a lot of weeks. And then at the 4, I also have Jason Tatum here. Tatum, cornerstone, I think, for a lot of fantasy teams. He was a guy that you were able to get at value last year in fantasy, and I feel like he was kind of forced to be moved up into that first and second round space this year. But the production has been there. Like Steve mentioned, there's been defense, there's been points and assists, and obviously, like rebounds and whatnot. So give me Tatum all day, the identity of the Boston Celtics. And then I got Julius Randle rounding it out at the 5 because I just don't know how we could leave this guy out of here. He is the most improved player of the year for sure. That's another prop you can just absolutely lock in. Taking a huge step forward. The Knicks are what they are because of him. I think last I saw at halftime, he already had 19 points. His prop tonight was what, guys? 26 and a half? Yep. The dude is just getting it done. And I feel like, man, his 3-point stroke is just beautiful right now. It's just beautiful. People were asking him about, his rise or, why things are going so well. You know what he accredited it to, Blake? You'll really like this.
What's up?
His late night shooting sessions that he learned from. Do you know, Steven?
Kobe
Bryant.
Kobe Bean Bryant said he was on, back when he was on the Lakers. I think they drafted him 7th in his rookie year, right? When he came in.
Yep.
Said one night he was about to go visit some family that were in town or something like that. And Kobe collared him, grabbed him from the bag. Where are you going? He's like, I got some family to go see, So it's 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. Someone's like, no, you ain't. We got gym time. We got shooting to do right now. Let's go. So he picked that up recently. He said this offseason, kind of during COVID when that popped off. And that's what he says has been the key to his success. So you got to love it. In a year that we lose Kobe Bryant, seeing a young kid like this taking this huge step forward, accrediting it to a legend, I can't help but love it. So give me Julius Randle rounding out my second All-NBA fantasy team. You guys got any feedback for me?
I love that, man.
Yeah, I really liked it. That Julius Randle story too. It was honestly a great story too, because I think there was one high school that he put up shots after he went, and the janitor or something told him, he's like, I haven't seen any player do this since Kobe Bryant. And it might have been right after his passing, something like that, and it really touched Julius Randle. So that was a great story. I really liked hearing that.
Yeah, I was getting some shivers when I heard that watching. I think it was the Toronto game that the Knicks won me some money. So yeah, I was all about it. Blake, you can go ahead with your second team.
All right, I'm going right back where you went opposite. Going Westbrook at 1.
Mm-hmm.
2, I'm gonna go with James Harden. I know he's been out, but when he's there, he is a stud. Yep. So I'm going James Harden there. At the 3, I'm going back to my Celtics with Tatum. Okay.
A lot of Tatum here?
Yep. A lot of Tatum. Yeah, I mean, you just can't leave him out of the conversation in first and second team. Mm-hmm. At the 4, I'm going back with both of your guys' guys in the first team, Julius Randle. Yep. Just on a scoring tear. I mean, unstoppable right now. And his shot is falling. Yeah. And I'm going to end it with my second round pick in Nikola Busabic. So
let's go. It's still a solid guy on the list.
Actually,
he was putting up big numbers in Orlando still.
It was my third round pick.
Nice. That's great value for Vooch. Any feedback for him, Steve?
No. I like it. I'm surprised that I was the one who went with Jason Tatum on their first team, and you went with him on the second. Yep. I thought you would have been with him, but
not that jersey back there, Blake.
I liked your list.
Yep.
All right on. Let's go with Steve's, and we'll jump into some live betting after that.
All right. So I thought I had this. I was really debating at point guard if I could do Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving, but after Justin went, I kind of out of scrambled. I'm like, oh shit, I could pick them both. So I'm gonna take Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving for this. Kyrie Irving, I've had him all year. The only disappointing thing, just him missing games, sitting out, popping up randomly with random aches and pains, whether it be a back one day, thigh the
it's
next.
frustrating.
I mean, that's the only thing. But when he's in there, I mean, he is
Lights
a
out.
superstar and can put up points easily. He gets 3-pointers. He's pretty efficient when he plays, doesn't turn the ball over too much. I think he definitely deserves a spot on my list. Steph Curry, I mean, I don't really even have to go into it too much. Everyone knows what Steph Curry does, and he's been doing it at a high level this year. He was in the MVP talks for, a good amount of the season. So he's definitely up there. At my 3, I am going to go Zach Levine.
That's fun.
Yeah, I just think, he's really crushing teams who have him right now and are getting deep into their playoffs. It's like, God, that sucks. I wish, you want to have that star player. But I think some of what Zach Levine did early in the season gets overshadowed by just how bad the Bulls have been since they made the Vooch trade. But yeah, he was really, really good at the beginning of the year, puts up points. Really the only thing worth the shit on the Bulls for much of the year.
Right.
And if we're going power forward, I got to take Giannis. Just too many 30-point games. Gets double-doubles easily every single game, if not a triple-double. Free throws being my only big complaint about him. And then rounding it out for center.
Zion.
I do like Zion. I don't know if I can put him in here. I might just have to – I'd probably go Joel Embiid for my second team.
Okay. Let's give Joel some love, huh?
Yeah, exactly. We'll show him some love. He's missed some games, but when he's been in and been healthy, getting a full run, he's been a killer.
No, absolutely. I had him in fantasy. I lost a couple of weeks because of him, but in that league also, I wasn't going anywhere. I was just parked in third place, so it really didn't matter. Like, yeah, you lose, but you ain't going anywhere. You certainly ain't passing up Blake at number 2. You're like 20 games behind. Sorry. Yeah, there's like a glass ceiling for me there, and yeah, Joel Embiid kept me there for the start of the year. Gotta love it. He was, in my opinion, if he finished out this year, like it would be a very tight race for MVP, and I would probably be leaning his way just because of their team success, right? Like, Denver's been getting it done, but 76ers, they're at the top of their conference. So if Embiid did not get hurt, if he didn't miss that time, he'd probably be not over Jokic, because Jokic is still, all those numbers, right? But he'd be in that conversation. He'd be right there with him. So I think those are some pretty good lists. Let's round it out into some live betting, close out the show here. But before we do, if you already haven't, please be sure to smash the like button, share the video, and follow us on youtube.com/take it to the Hizzy. Let's go. All right, first one up here. We've got a fourth quarter matchup between the Orlando Magic and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Magic are up 90-77. Get the Magic out of here. I told you guys, this game sucks. Me and Blake were on the Cavs. I'm telling you, man, this is terrible. The under is going to cash, though. We were way in on the under. Right now, the Cavs are plus 10.5. They're down 13. Anyone want to grab the Magic or the Cavs on a big spread here?
No.
Stay far.
Yeah, run away. Don't touch this game. My God.
Hopefully you took the early line of Magic Moneyline or something like that, but just stay far away from this. There's not going to be any value.
Chuma Okiki probably getting it done on defense. They're up by 12. All right, next up we've got the 76ers blowing out the Atlanta Hawks, 96-66. We're looking at a 28.5-point spread here, fellas. 28.5 points. Are you willing to do it on the Hawks? Solomon Hill, are you there, sir?
Well, the benches are cleared, so you never know. You never know.
Why did Atlanta show up, man? You just should have said, we got COVID. You guys want a game delay? I'll show you a game delay. Let's go to the strip club and just get COVID, and we won't have to play this game. My God. Yeah, I mean, there's no value here, right? Like the total is at 208.5. We're in the fourth quarter. Can the Hawks just put on a run? Like, does the 76ers just like pack it in?
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No, it's really bad. Can't touch this game either. Next up, we are 9 minutes and 50. There's 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Bulls are down 8 points to the Knicks. Bulls now have a 7.5 point spread, which is a little bit better. Probably that gentleman that told me earlier that I was crazy taking the Knicks at -4, whatever. I told him he should buy some points. I think that's not bad. Can they cover the 8? Can they cover 7.5? The Bulls?
I like that.
Yeah, I don't
What
know
do you
think? I don't know if I still like that. I think that the Knicks are just, unless the only thing would be is if the Knicks start to pull some of their guys later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I really think that they still cover with ease there.
Yeah, I mean, I love the 4 points still. I feel like the Knicks can haul away on the Bulls. Like I feel like the Bulls at some point, end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, they're just going to start shucking up shots. Like they're just not going to care. They're just going to start shooting from deep, and they're just going to really create some separation here.
Right.
Yeah, give me the Knicks at -7.5. I'll still take it live. Obviously, we smashed it on the pregame at -4. So yeah, I'll take the 8 points. Reggie Bullock right now, points, assists, and rebounds. We're looking at 13. We need 4 more. Let's go.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Let's catch that ticket.
That over for Vucevic is looking good too.
Oh yeah, let me check those two. Randle
He's at 18.
and Vooch. So Randle's at 19. So yeah, those both should still hit. Randle finished the first half with 19, so a little bit of a slow start to the third quarter, but he's going to hit that. He's going to crush that prop in the second half. Next one, we have the Lakers and the Wizards at halftime. The Wizards are up 61-55. We're looking at a current total of 228.5. Will you guys take the Lakers at +3.5? They are down 6.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Steve?
I'm looking at this right now to see how the game's kind of going.
It's back and forth. I tell you right now, back and forth. A lot of lead changes.
Yeah, I think I'm still going to just ride with the Wizards. I was on them from the jump. I probably wouldn't touch this live right now just because I don't know where that gap kind of ends. But pregame, pick them. Love the Wizards, so I'm staying on the Wizards.
I'm going to go with the Lakers. Just because I've been watching this game. There's been a lot of fast break points both ways, and I feel like the Lakers can kind of lock in on that in the third and fourth quarter. So I'll go with the Lakers at the +3.5. I think their defense gets a little bit better here to close out the game. So yeah, they'll lose a close one. I think the Wizards will win, but give me the Lakers with like a 1 or 2 point loss here. All right. Other than that, that rounds out all the live shows. You guys got anything to close it down with?
I don't. Everybody, just good luck in your fantasy playoffs if you're in there.
Yeah, let's check out. So, actually, we're the same. No, I'm up 5-4 right now, and it is 5-4 Lou Bort over OG Juan Anobi.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's pick it up.
A close one over there.
It's close.
Let's pick it up, boys. Let's pick it up. Send out that those positive vibes to your fantasy team. I want to see some to the Hizzy boys in the finals. Come on now, get it together.
We got to have one, or else what the hell? We just had our host of the league, and we're not going to even have one. So we'll get there.
Blake, your wife is still in it, right? How's she looking?
She lost to Lou Bort. I'm playing him now.
Oh. Okay, all right. What was the final there?
4-5, Lou Bort.
Do you remember what the deciding category was?
I think it was 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking
that was
one
a
up the other
great
day.
game. Yeah, that was going back and forth all Sunday, and it was like I think who did we just say it came down to? Draymond
Green, and I want to say Danny Green, or no, it was Draymond Green and. I can look. You had it pulled up.
It was Doug McDermott. Yeah, it was Doug McDermott.
It was.
Yeah, because I remember that. Because I texted you Danny Green and I meant Draymond. I remember that.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, Draymond. I'm like, yeah,
that's the one.
Makes a lot more sense.
You're writing Danny, thinking Draymond. I mean, because back in the day, Dre used to have that stroke from deep. I don't know where it went, but he's retired the 3-point shot, Draymond Green. So
yeah.
All right. Well, Let's kick it out of here. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the shares and the follows. Take care. Be well. And we will see you next week. Later.